Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Manasari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Rama Rama Jaya Radha Madhava Radhe Jaya Gauranita Gauranitai Jai Gauranitai Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jai Gaur Premanande Jai Om Vishnupad Paramam Saparirajikari Ashtotra Sadasi Mali Divine Grace Sabai Charanarvind Vese Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Om Vishnupad Paramam Saparirajikari Ashtotra Sadasi Mali Divine Grace Srila Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Grandhara Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Itai Gaur Premanande All glories assembled devotees All glories assembled devotees All glories Shri Guru and Gauranga All glories Shri Prabhupada Ki Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Hare Krishna, reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 68, Text 47. Okay. This chapter is entitled Samba Marriage. So, we'll recite today text 47. Kopaha te akhila siksha artham na dveshat na cha matsaryat bibhartaha Bhagavan Sattvam Sriti Palana Tatparaha Kopate Akila Sikshartam Nadveshan Nachamatsariyat Vibharto Bhagavan Sattvam Sriti Palana Tatpara Na Sarikopaste Akila Sikshartam Na dveshan na chamasaryat Bivarto Bhagavan Sattvam Sriti Palana Tatparaha Kopaste Akhila Shikshatam Na dveshan na chamasaryat Bivarto Bhagavan Sattvam Sriti Palana Tatparaha. Okay, please chant. Kopaste akila sikshartam Nadvesha nachamatsarya Vivarto Bhagavan Sattvam Sriti Palana Tatpara Kopaste akila sikshartam Nadvesha nachamatsarya Vivarto Bhagavan Sattvam Sriti Palana Tatpara Gopaste Akila Sikshatam Janatmaya Sattvam Satparaha. You want to try? Kopaste akila sikshartam Nacharinam nochamatsara Nivarto Bhagavan Sattvam Ritipalana Satparaha. Kopaste akila sikshartam Adesto Bhagavan Sattvam Sriti Palana Tatpara. Thank you very much. Word meaning? Kopaha, anger. Te, your. Akila, of everyone. Siksha, for the instruction. Artham, meant. Na, not. Devasat, out of hatred. Nacha, nor. Matsaryat, out of envy. Vivartaha, of you who are sustaining. Bhagavan, O Supreme Lord. Sattvam, the mode of goodness. Sthiti, maintenance. Palana, and protection. Tatparaha, having as its intent. Translation and purport by disciples of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Translation: Your anger is meant for the instructing everyone. It is not manifestation of hatred or envy. O Supreme Lord, you sustain the pure mode of goodness, and you become angry only to maintain and protect this world. Purport: The Kurus admit that Lord Balram's anger was entirely appropriate, and in fact was meant for their benefit. Srila, as Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur puts it, the Kurus meant to say, because you exhibit this anger, we have now become civilized, whereas previously we were wicked and could not see you, blinded as we were by the pride. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Chakshurulmitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Namamo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschasya Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Pancha Kalpatarubhascha Kripa Sindhubheva Cha Titanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. So once again I'll read this translation and purport. Translation: Your anger is meant for instructing everyone. It is not a manifestation of hatred or envy. O Supreme Lord, you sustain the pure mode of goodness, and you become angry only to maintain and protect this world. Purport: The Kurus admits that the Lord Balram's anger was entirely appropriate, and in fact was meant for their benefit. As Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur puts it, the Kurus meant to say, because you exhibit this anger, We have now become civilized, whereas previously we were wicked and could not see you, blinded as we were by the pride. So this chapter entirely, is titled as Sambar Marriage. So as we see, Kurus now they are realizing the power of Lord Balarama, and they started praying. And in the process of prayers, so this is the first prayer which Guru is offering to the Lord Balaram. Because when they saw the strength of the Balarama, that he was pulling entire city into the river, so they realized that. Before that, they were covered by the pride or blinded by the pride, as says in the purport. So one should understand this. This anger is not an mundane anger. It's not out of envy, or it is not out of lust. It is not out of hatred. So one should understand this. This is anger is transcendental. Whereas in this material world, people get angry because of if they didn't get anything, if they didn't get some object which they desire to. As Bhagavad Gita it says, in the second chapter, ध्यायतो विषयान् पुंसा संगस्ते सुपजायते संगात् संजायते kama krodho vijayate. So, while contemplating of the object of senses, a person develops attachment from them. And from such attachment, lust develops. And from lust, anger arises. Why anger arises? Because he developed attachment. When he developed attachment, if he gets that object, sense object, he will be pacified. If he didn't get, the anger arises. What is happens if anger arises? The next sloka says, Krodho bhavati sammohat sammoha smriti viprama smriti vipramna buddhinasha pranashrati. So from anger, complete delusion arises. And from delusion, bewilderment of memory. When the memory is bewildered, intelligence is lost. When the intelligence is lost, one falls down into again the material pool. So this is a gradually step by step process of falling down into the material pool. If it doesn't comes out of sudden, sometimes it comes. I develop an attachment towards the object. So from there, lust arises. I want to enjoy. I want to have it. If doesn't get on my way, so I will get angry. So from an angry, my memory is lost. Intelligence is lost. So when memory is lost, you will be bewildered. So again, he commits sinful activities. We see in this material world, people are doing that. But this anger of Lord Balram is not like that. This is transcendental, totally. And it is not manifestation of out of envy or out of lust. So and this anger is benefiting everybody, and this anger is instruction everybody. Like we see in the Narshingal Dev Leela, when Lord comes in the form of Lord Narshinga, Lord comes in the form of a lion, Narshingadev. He was very angry towards everybody. Nobody could pacify him. Even Devatas and even great demigods like Lord Vishnu, sorry, even great demigod like Lord Brahma and Shiva, and they were also couldn't pacify Lord Nrsimhadev. So that anger is very transcendental. And again, in the Mahabharata, Lord Krishna gets anger towards Bhishma there. You know, he takes the wheel, chariot wheel, run towards Bhishma. When he saw that his devotee is getting defeated by Bhishma, and immediately he immediately jumps out. Lord Krishna jumps out from the chariot and takes the wheel and ready to hit the Bhishma there. That is also transcendental anger. And in the Chaitanya Leela, we see when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes, know that Lord Nityananda was hurt by Jagai Madai, and immediately he rushed there, and immediately he invoked Sudarshan Chakra, and immediately cut. He wants to finish off Jagai Madai. When Lord Balram, Nityananda Mahaprabhu stops that. And another incident we see Sivananda Sain when he was traveling with all the devotees from Bengal to Odisha. You know, at the time there was some misarrangement. The arrangement was not proper. Lord Nityananda Mahaprabhu cricks, Sivananda Sain. This is transcendental anger. And immediately he curses, let Sivananda Sain's sons die. Because this is all transcendental anger. My point is that Lord gets angry. This is transcendental. And we see in the nectar of instruction, it is first verse, Vacho vegam manasakroda vegam jihva vegam udaram pasta vegam etan vegam vishayadika sarvam apima prithvim sasishyat. So one who controls these six urges, he can make disciples all over the world. And one of them is anger. So here, controlling the anger is very difficult in one sense. Lord is saying that you use that anger in the service of the Lord. Like as Hanuman, he used the anger burning the Lanka. So when you're using in everything in the Krishna service, it will become transcendental. Of course, one should be intelligent also how to use the anger in Krishna service. If a devotee does a mistake, or if somebody does a mistake, you cannot become anger right away, or you cannot chastise unless until you are in authority position, or you are a Siksha Guru, or if it is appropriate. And at the same time, you should also pacify him. Otherwise, it will become an offense. In the name of using the service, anger in the service of the Lord, we commit so many sinful activities. Correcting the Vaishnavas is very, very difficult. So we see these various examples using anger in the service of the Lord. Lord, He says here, Gurus understand that when they couldn't pacify, couldn't understand the strength of Balram, so they started praying. An intelligent person, when he sees the opposite person is very strong, and he cannot win over, then he should submit. If he doesn't submit, then his destruction is happen. So this Lord anger is transcendental, and it is benefiting for all. And when he exhibit this anger, when we have become civilized. So as a parent sometimes exhibits anger towards his child. Why? It's not out of envy, or it's not out of hatred, or it's not out of jealous. To make his child civilized, the parents will become anger. As we see here, when Lord become anger, they become civilized. And they become appropriate, and they started offering prayers. Because his angry is maintaining the whole world. Because of his anger, the whole world is maintains and protects. Whereas our anger is only destruction completely. Following this, there's one story. There was one businessman. Of course, he was he started his business, and one day he was coming from the business, and his business was to sell the flour, atta flour. Okay, so while coming from the business, he was bringing some leftover atta business. So and he went to his hut, very small hut, and he kept that flower hanging, where we see gopis hang their butter on the ceiling. So he kept there. So when he was sleeping on the floor. So while he was sleeping on the floor, he was thinking, he was dreaming actually. He was saying, okay, so I'll sell this flower, and tomorrow I will make more money. In by this, again I will buy another stock, again I will sell. So in this way I will make more money, and I'll become a business and big businessman. I will become a wealthy person. Then this is all going in his dream. So then I will I will buy a big house, and I will buy all the necessities, and I will get married. And one day I will ask my wife to make chapatis with a ghee. If my wife rejects, I will kick her. So by saying he kicks that flour atta which is hanging on the ceiling. So all the atta fell on his face, on his body, you know, and everything got destroyed. His dream was broken, and when he woke up, all the attas and the flour on his face. So in his dream, he became anger and he kicks the flour atta. So that destruction has happened. This is a small story to tell us how anger is very, you know, it's not meant for the construction, it's meant for destruction. So one more interesting thing is anger is very next to the danger. If you add D word letter D, danger, danger. So it is very appropriate. And there is another story in the Mahabharata when Kauravas and Pandavas were sent to the Gurukul, to the Dronacharya. One day, Dronacharya taught a lesson to all the his students, Kauravas, Pandavas. Don't become anger in any situation. That's a lesson he taught. And next day, he asked that lesson. What's the lesson we learned yesterday? So everybody told, Kauravas told, Pandavas told, but one person did not remember. Yudhishthir Maharaj. And Dronacharya came and asked, "What was the lesson yesterday you learned?" I forgot. He was keeping calm, and he with the stick he showed, "What was the lesson you taught yesterday?" He didn't answer, and they started hitting. "What was the lesson yesterday you learned?" Started hitting, and after some time hitting, he Yudhishthira Maharaj said, "Don't become angry in every situation." Then Dronacharya asked to say this. Why you have taken so much time? You know, I was hitting you. Dronas, and when was then Dronacharya was hitting. So Yudhishthira Maharaj saying, I was testing myself. When you are hitting so many times, don't become angry. Don't become angry. So I was testing myself. Will I become angry or not? So then Dronacharya told, you learned the real lesson. See, he appreciated him. So it is easy to become anger. So here we see that Lord Balarama was very much transcendental in his anger in the mode of ignorance too. In the ignorance, either they commit suicide or they kill some person whom they become anger upon. So here we see it is not like that. So one should understand the mood of Lord and offer prayers. The Kauravas they understand the mood of the Balram and they offer prayers. And we see that this is the first prayer, and so on. There are so many prayers coming up, and we will see what is the commentary will by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur and Jiva Goswami. So I just read out the uh, commentary by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. The display of anger from you who maintain the sattva guna for maintenance was only teach us what type of anger is. That which has its purpose to maintain the respect of the rules of conduct. Because you exhibit anger, we are now obedient. Previously, we were polluted and did not see you, being blinded by the pride. Tat para, without the visarga, could make Parapes vacate. So, O Lord, whose object is to maintenance and correct behavior. So basically, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur elaborates each um, word. Like anger is maintaining, so the anger is to maintain the sattva guna. So when we get our anger, we will not maintain sattva guna. And to teach us and display of anger and to obey the rules of conduct. Because you exhibit anger, now we are obedient. Just like a parent will get anger upon child, then child become obedient. Okay. The Jiva Goswami comments, even your anger is protecting the universe. Instead of Kalu, sometimes Akila is seen. Your anger is for the purpose of teaching everyone. It is for everyone's benefit since you incline to protect everyone's anger. The time of universe remains. Your anger is not because of hatred or envy, since you nourish Sattva-guna in this form of Vishnu. It is not just a favor you do. O Lord, revealing the natural power, pastimes, wealth, you maintain the world because your natural compassion for its people. So basically, Jiva Goswami is also saying in the same thing. The three things which is mentioned, the Lord's anger is to maintain and to protect, and it is not out of envy or hatred. So basically, these three things are repeating again, and one should understand that he is a maintainer and he maintains Sattva-guna. But we see this pastime when it is happening. The Kauravas were very humbled and they were exhibiting their, whatever that is happening. It is not because of uh, they became obedient. So one should be very careful. Unnecessarily, we should not agitate the great personalities. For example, in a day-to-day life, spiritual master, we should not become object of anger for our spiritual master unnecessarily. So, of course, he is not an ordinary person to become anger, but at the same time, we should understand his mood and render devotional service unto him. And you should not like here where Kauravas realized that Lord Balram is powerful and he's a potent and he's a maintainer. Then they became obedient. So here we should take a lesson from this pastime. So we should not make unnecessarily anger anyone become object of anger, especially the spiritual master and Krishna. So when does Lord Krishna become anger? When he sees that his devotees are getting offended, when he sees that his devotees are getting blasphemed, then he becomes anger. So Lord Krishna says, if you offend me, or if you criticize me, or if you do anything to me, I don't take it as seriously. But if you offend my devotee, I take it as serious, very serious. So one should be very careful dealing with the devotees, and also especially to the spiritual master. So it should, this lesson, this pastime, indicating us, we should be always obeyed the spiritual masters, and our our core devotees, and render service unto him. And we should not become anger unnecessarily, because if you become anger, you cannot able to focus on your sadhana. You cannot chant. Once there's this story. This is a real incident happened in Vrindavan. This was narrated by Srila Sachinandan, His Holiness Sachinandan Swami Maharaj. Once a devotee, he was in Vrindavan. He wants to go to from Krishna Balaram temple to some other place. So while going, in the process, when he planned to go to the, some place, he cannot walk. I mean, like, it's very far. So he took a rickshaw or auto, and after getting down from the auto, he was arguing with that rickshawala auto. So much so that he became so angry on rickshawala, and his mind became so disturbed, and he started scolding that rickshawala or taxi person badly. And next day, the devotee couldn't chant one round. Forget about 16 rounds, even one round he couldn't chant. And he submits this, you know, problem to his spiritual master Sachinandan Maharaj. He tells, this is what happened yesterday. Then Sachinandan Maharaj tells, you offended a Vajavasi, a Vaishnava, like arguing with him, became angry, hatred. He just asked some extra money, or some, miscommunication happened. So for that argument, he couldn't chant next day his rounds. So especially in Vrindavan or any dham, one should be very careful. Not only dham, in the day-to-day dealing with the devotees. So, unnecessarily, if you become anger, and this is what happens. So as krodho bhavati sammoha sammoha prativittama smriti viprama buddhinasho buddhinasha pranashyati. So our buddhi, intelligence, become bewildered, and intelligence lost. So by developing Krishna consciousness, one can know everything has its use in the service of the Lord. So, but at the same time, one should be very intelligent. Whereas, we see that it is said, like, we should be very careful enough. So spiritualized our anger. So we should show our anger, criticizing Mayavadis, an impersonalist. We can exhibit that anger in that form, because the so-called renunciation of anger will not work. So-called renunciation of anger, we cannot renounce anger, so-called, but at the same time, we should transcend that anger, used it in the service of the Lord. So whatever we see that in this pastime, um, Lord Balram was, seeing the Kauravas' prayers, and he may pacified in the following next verses. So that will discussion from tomorrow. So I'll pause here. If anybody has questions and comments.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you for the class today. Um, my question is, sometimes devotees, we give a lot, to ISKCON, and sometimes we sponsor books, and we do so many things for ISKCON. How do you keep from becoming too proud about those things and thinking about maybe ISKCON owe me something? That sense of pride.
Yeah. Hey, if I understood your question, like we give so many things to the ISKCON and we should not get pride again. That's a question, correct? Yeah. So, like, see, one thing we should think that, see, in the Isha Upanishad, Isha Vasham Idam Sarvam Yat Kinchena Jatam Jagat. Everything belongs to the Lord. Nothing belongs to my. Even this body belongs to the Lord. You know, this body is made up of five elements: earth, water, air, ether, and fire. So, Panchabhuta, it's called five elements. So, this body is given by Lord Krishna. When you are using in the service of Lord Krishna, we should have this in the back of in our consciousness that whatever I am doing, this ability is given by you. Like we see today, we are healthy and doing services and doing so many things, and at one point of time we cannot able to do anything. you know at that time we realize that this strength whatever which is given by the Lord, it's not by us. If Lord thinks that today I should not come for Bhagavatam class, he immediately switch off our main. You will be in the bed, your mind, oh, I missed the Bhagavatam class, I want to come Bhagavatam class. Every day I used to attend, today I missed. Because it's a desire. You have a good desire, but your body is not cooperation. So everything, the ability, now we are young and walking and doing all the things, this ability is given by the Lord. At that time we are thinking, I am doing, I am doing, I am doing. And when Lord sees that, oh, that you are thinking, you are doing, you are doing, at one point he will take out that power. you know then he says, you do now. We cannot. The sea, for example, the same staircase which we are going upstairs every day, going and coming. After when we become old, the staircase have not changed, but we have changed. Because at that time when we are climbing the staircase, we are thinking, see how fast I am going. And after many years, when you become old, then the staircase are remaining the same. It's the same size and it's the same staircase. It is number is not increased, but ability is gone, because that ability is given by Krishna. Just like one example in the Mahabharata, you know, Arjuna was a very great warrior. He defeated great people. And at the same time, when Mahabharata is over, when Krishna descended his spiritual world, and Arjuna thought that I will protect the wives of Krishna. When he was bringing wife of Krishna, he was defeated by simple cowhead boys. They don't know how to, hold the arch, hold the bow and arrow. They were defeated by Arjuna. At that time, Arjuna realized, oh, whatever the ability I fought in the Mahabharata, it is given by Krishna. It's not my strength. So one should think that whatever ability that I am giving class or doing seva or any other single tiny, it may be a tiny seva. This is in the Lord, because I am lifting my hand because there is a Lord in his. He is lifting his hand, so that's why I am lifting hand. If Lord takes out the power from the hand, I cannot lift it. Then we call that person as paralysis. He's like a vegetable on on the bed. He cannot able to lift anything. So we should always think that whatever I am doing, It is given by the Lord that I am giving back to Him. Just like a small example, I'll give you. As a parent, they love the child. Every parent loves their child. When he comes when he comes from the office or the workplace to the home, he brings some chocolates or biscuits to his kid. He gives to the kids, and when kids got that chocolate or biscuit, whatever toy from the parent, when parent asks, "Can you please give me one chocolate?" If a kid says, "No, this belongs to mine," if the kid says that, then immediately, father says that, "You fool! I only brought this. This is mine." So instead of that, if before asking a parent, when he gets a chocolates from his father, before asking father if he gives back one chocolate, this is offering to you, and even and by that act, by that action, father becomes so pleased. Correct? Without asking, this guy, my kid is giving my chocolate. It knows that, it is all given by me. So that's why whatever we do, yad yad acharasi, what you call, yad karoshi yad asnasi yad juhosi dadasi yat. That's why these are all given elements. These are all things was given by the Lord. That's why we offer to the Lord, and then we take it. It is not only just not get rid of karma. That's one part of it. No, why we offer the bhoga to the Lord? Because it is given by the Lord. You cannot manufacture rice. You cannot manufacture water. You cannot manufacture sunlight. You cannot manufacture fire. Can you manufacture fire? No, you cannot manufacture fire. Because if you have all ingredients, if there is no fire, how can you cook? How can he live? So we should understand this. Everything. Bhumirapi nalo vayo kammano buddhireva ahankara vinna prakriti. So everything we see, this table, this chair, this wood, this stand, these are all the elements of Krishna. If there is no Krishna element, then we cannot sustain. So in the gratitude, the one should have a gratitude that, this is all given by the Lord. I am giving back as a token of offering. Just like when you take a bath in Ganges. So first what you do, first you offer obeisances, and then you get into the Ganges, take water and offer to Ganges only. Correct? So whatever you are doing, you are taking the water from Ganges and offering to the Ganges itself. So that act will make you understand that you are not the proprietor. Yeah, Shivanandu.
Thank you for the class, Prabhuji. Um, hmm. Okay, so let's say in the temple, right? If I see the floor is dirty, right? And I say, I'm getting angry because these floors are dirty. And can I take the energy that Krishna has given me and say, I want to use this energy to go, I want to go, you know, check out some guitars or something. But can I say, like, Krishna, because these floors are dirty, I want to offer this energy back to you and I just clean the floors. Is that actually an actual function of offering one's energy to Krishna?
Yeah, that's true. Because when you see dirty, when his floor is not clean properly, so you become naturally disturbed. That's not anger really. You'll become disturbed in mind. Okay, if this place somebody spelled something, you become disturbed, and immediately what you do is that dust disturbance you use for cleaning, and make sure that nobody does that again. You make it a sign. please don't throw garbage here. So that will make other persons aware. Oh, we should not mess this place. And at the same time, your energy is also used in the service of the Lord. Okay, so that you will not become unnecessarily anger. Okay, so that others also knows that okay, so this place should be kept clean. Yeah, that's it. Thank you. Okay, we'll stop here. Grantaraj Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Tago Premanande.